Welcome back, boys and girls, to another exciting episode of Full Circle. Man, we haven't done that in a while.
It feels good.
It
feels
does.
right.
It does feel right. As always, I'm your host, Harmon Jr. You can find me at social media at Harmon Jr. on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and honestly, if you add me on anything else, I probably won't reply because those are the only things I'm on.
Right.
And to my right is
Fradette. You can find me at all the same places at Toon Velo. We have an exciting episode 23 for you today.
23. Can you believe it? 23 straight consecutive weeks.
Yes.
Mind you, that I'm really proud of us for that. High five.
High five.
There we go.
23. 3 topics. The topics being
23 and me?
20. No, not that. Which I've done and it's fun. But no, okay. Topics. We'll be talking about the new mythical Pokémon Meltan. It's how it's involved in Pokémon Go. How we'll be involved in Pokemon Let's Go. And how ugly it is and other Pokemon we think are ugly.
Yeah, I talked about this on last episode. I don't think I'm a fan of Let's Go anymore. But we're continuing our series of Geek Jargon, so we have 5 new terms for you to finally explain what they really mean, how you're supposed to use them, and how people don't use them.
And our middle topic is actually virtual reality games, and do we think they're going to last?
Oh, well, screw it.
So, circling back to Geek Jargon.
So, we're starting with Geek Jargon.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
It's okay.
So, you know what? This ties into one of our words, actually. It doesn't. I was trying to save myself. Don't judge me, people.
Okay, so our first word of the day will be otaku.
Ooh, what is an otaku, Jared? Are we otakus? Are they otakus?
Yes.
It's the world otakus.
Ish. Is otaku a person?
Is it a person?
Read us the definition, Odell.
Alright, otaku, for people who don't know, is a young person, or just really anybody, honestly, that's obsessed with computers and Japanese things and culture and pop references. So, not just anime, but the culture at large.
Right. I would even extend the definition to say not necessarily a young person, but anyone who's like new to Japanese anime culture.
New? I mean, but
right.
Once you become old to it, aren't you still an otaku though?
I guess by definition, no.
Oh.
Getting real technical here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just saying. So these would be all the people who have like waifus. Word number 2.
Oh, waifu. Take it away, Jared.
So a waifu is sort of a Japanese-American hybridization of, you know what, screw that. It's those pillows that people have printed of people from animes. That's what a waifu is.
A waifu is basically a fictional wife.
Yes. Get it? Waifu.
Yeah.
But it sounds Japanesey.
It does. So, for example, Chun-Li from Street Fighter would be one of my waifus. If she was real, I would take her on dates.
Bowserette.
So, for those who don't know, if you don't internet and never internet, and I don't know how you're listening to us because you don't do the internets, Bowserette is what So, in the new Super Mario Brothers for Switch, there's a Peach power-up that turns Toadette into Peachette. And somehow people took that and ran with it. It was like, what if Bowser did this?
You can place this crown on anything and make a new... Technically, right, like Pro ZD made this point. Technically, placing the crown on Bowser should be like Peachowser.
It should be, but...
Like, you put the crown on Toad and it's Peachette.
But I guess Peachowser doesn't sound as cute.
I mean...
As...
I want to see an actual Bowserette where Peach turns into like giant Koopa King.
No, you don't.
No?
That just sounds like it's gonna involve tentacles.
No, that's a Koopa. They don't have. It's
the internet, Jared.
She's not.
It's the internet, Jared.
She's not a squid or an octo or a blooper. They're not called bloopers. They're
called bloopers.
They are called bloopers.
They are called bloopers. You're right.
That wasn't a mistake. The squid things in Mario's are called bloopers.
Yeah. That is a very roundabout way to say waifu is a made-up character, usually not fan fiction, they have an established base that you love, and that's what you call them.
So you go to any con and you see people just carrying on giant pillowcases or giant pillows they bought there. They sleep with them or display them. We clearly don't have any
We
waifus.
here at Full Circle do not discriminate against people and their waifus. My co-host might, but I don't.
I do not. Thank you very much. Thank you, good sir.
I don't know. You went on a big tangent about their pillows and their waves. You did not sound to be a fan.
I don't know. It feels weird. Okay. It's the same thing I'd say with anybody that has like something kind of like romantic in public. I find that weird. Even couples holding hands. I'm like, why are you doing that? It's like 90 degrees out.
Jared, you're holding hands, not wearing a coat.
Have you seen the way some people hug? It's like they're wearing each other.
I mean, a hug's like 2 seconds though.
I guess. I don't know.
But holding hands is forever.
Metaphorical hand holding?
Maybe.
You know, it's kind of back. We're gonna change the word. Go full circle back to our net neutrality talk and discuss what on earth is throttling.
What is throttling, Jared?
So I'm just gonna look up here on the laptop. To throttle is to attack or kill or choke something, and
to
strangle. And so, in terms of net neutrality and the internet, it refers to strangling the speed and the access at which you get access to the internet. So when you hear discussions about net neutrality, when you say throttling, it almost sounds like it has the opposite effect in my mind. Like, yeah, we're gonna like throttle up. I mean, I guess you can, maybe. I don't know. No, it refers to slowing down the internet.
Throttling people.
Throttling.
It is a fancy way to say they're slowing down your internet, support net neutrality, don't let the man win.
Battle for the net.
Battle for the net, people. Speaking of techie terms, we have the GUI, which people misuse all the time.
How so?
Because GUI, for those who don't know, stands for the Graphical User Interface.
Your GUI is how it's pronounced. People say that.
Do they?
They do.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
All right, people in the comments, if you heard the term GUI, if you use it, let me know. People don't.
Yes, they do. Like I don't like if you're talking about like program developing. Like, what's the GUI going to be like? I don't like how this GUI is developed. The GUI is not user friendly.
So GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. That is a type of user interface that allows users to interact with electronic devices through graphical icons and visual indicators such as,
apps,
the icons
and icons and such. Right? Because thank the sweet Lord that we don't have to it's not MS-DOS days. File execute, open, open folder subsets. We can just take our mouse, wave it around, and go folder, boop, and it opens for us.
So basically, GUI is a nerdy, put on your glasses, tie your tie, I'm fancier that way saying, I like how these icons work and interact with my fingers.
It's true. And it can definitely still... And you can see bad examples of GUI design where it's like, yeah, it's a button, but it's not actually a button. You have to mouse to the text, not getting it. There it is, and then you can finally click it. Where a proper GUI interface the button would work.
Right. This is true.
Right.
And for our final geek jargon word of the day, and this is a big one, people. At least to Jared.
It's a huge thing. And I have one right. I don't. Easter eggs. I see this misused so much, right?
So let's set the record straight. What is an Easter egg?
An Easter egg is a chocolate-filled... No. It is a hidden element in movies and TV that's meant to be a wink to the audience.
Oh, so when I see Stan Lee, that's an Easter egg, right?
No, hell no, it's not.
It's
not. That's a cameo.
What?
Right, just like whenever Batman openly references, I was going to say Oscorp. That's not right. Queen, I know. Queen Enterprises. No, that's not it. The character said it. He's referencing it. It's not an Easter egg.
Well, Mr. Fradette, please explain to me what a real Easter egg is.
Easter egg, so in the Batman v Zod battle, where he destroys the city and they're going through the town, you get flashes of things like Queen Enterprises and LexCorp. At no point are we drawing attention to it. And Pixar does this all the time. Didn't you notice in Boo's room on the drawing is on the wall is a drawing of Woody the Cowboy, and you're like, what? And you have to go back and pause just right. Or when the fish are crossing the street and Finding Nemo, there's the Planet Pizza delivery truck. At no point do you ever actually draw attention to make a point to notice or blatantly display for the audience what this thing is.
It sounds like what you're saying, Jared. For it to be a legit Easter egg, it has to be hidden out of plain sight. Something you have to search and find. Like
the literal namesake, an Easter egg. I do not want to see the next Marvel movie that comes out. 15 Easter eggs you didn't notice. Did you notice Peter Parker is wearing a new suit? Did you notice Stan Lee's cameo? Yes, because you put it on display for me, and it just drives me bonkers.
That was a good show. For those who don't know, Bonkers was a cartoon in the early 90s.
Once upon a time in Toontown, there was a cat that had it all. Fortune, fame, top of the game, up till he hit the wall. Now he makes a living downtown, walking on a brand new beat, slipping a groovy, tripping on two-way, taking a runaway street, beep, beep, beep.
Yeah!
Who's that cat? Cracking up crime. Ha ha ha! Stopping the clock, tick, 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 hoping he's there on time. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Let's go bonkers. Yeah, totally nuts. Odell wasn't stopping me at all.
One, because I did not remember the Bonkers theme song, so I was just enjoying that. I was enjoying that.
Bring that back, Disney.
They won't.
They won't. We're forced to live in a terrible world where we can't interact with fun, toony things at all. Or can we? Via virtual reality.
Oh! Yeah. There it is. There, you know, they say it's unprofessional to point out very good segues, but I don't care. It's our show. We do one, so can we all give a round of applause to Jared for that damn good segue?
Yes. So, okay, as we know, Steam Control and other things have virtual reality systems out. We can play, essentially walk around and hit your couch games.
Pretty much. We have the HTC View, we have Oculus, we have PlayStation VR, and we it's gotten to the point where you have the little headset with built-in games at the mall kiosks, which I highly do not recommend buying.
Why not? Just because everybody's already touched their face to it?
They have it like
yeah, right.
Like the old school back in the day when you have like the game controller with like the 15 very similar but not quite there knockoff of popular games.
But Odell, the knockoff game, all the way back, N64 controller comes with a turbo button, so I can just like really beat everybody.
Whoa, that is amazing! And by everybody, you mean what
beat my brother.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But did you have that?
Yeah, I did actually.
Oh man,
it was like Wildcat, and it was like orange colored, and it was like extra chunky.
I mean, it could be extra chunky. I mean, he did have quite orange red hair.
It's true, but in regards to virtual reality systems and headsets and the controllers for it, I don't know.
I'll put it out there. I feel like it's peaked. It has peaked.
I'll say it's peaked for now, but let's roll this all back. Let's solve history, right? So the technology behind the 3DS actually isn't new, right?
Not at all.
Projecting two different waves of light in your eye to give the 3D effect. But when this was first developed, it had no practical use. Almost like the same with tablets too. Like we've had tablets for ages. Just they were impractical, they're expensive, they made no sense. So
they're very limited in what you could do on them.
Right. So kind of like a real iPad. Haha. But yeah, so I think when it comes to virtual reality, it's either missing the next step in technology, like I made the joke at the beginning. You go around. I apologize to my brother if he ever watches this. I have many times just smacked the remote into his ceiling fan, just like beat the hell out of that thing. Like he was afraid I broke the blades, / the controller. Like these are things that require as opposed to the Switch or any other console that just you can sit down with it. These are systems that require very open, blank, safe, padded spaces.
And very expensive, well-made computers to run them. I will say PlayStation is good because it requires just the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good, versus the View, mm-hmm. and depending on what Oculus you have, you need a pretty much up-to-date, high-powered system to run it correctly.
Right.
To run it the way you expect it to run. Which the View, you need an actual, space like we're in to move around in.
Right. Which in this day and age of the Bitcoin, who can afford a gaming PC anymore?
And the thing is, I feel like it got to a point, because think about, I remember my first E3 in 2014, like there was virtual reality.
Mm-hmm.
And it was still like, ooh, ah. And now we're in 2018, and now it's been refined. It works. Like, Resident Evil 7 and the other games that I can't mention right now, just because I don't remember the top of my head. They work, and you can play them fully in VR, and they work fine. Like, there's no real big hiccups. It does everything it's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to the point, it can work, it will work, we got it to work. I just think people aren't that interested. And maybe you're saying it's missing that next big thing to make people interested, because people have done it, and based off the numbers, like, it's sold well, and people will play it, but people aren't driving to it. Like, for example, if you tell someone, hey man, I have the PlayStation VR, they're just like, cool.
Neat.
Oh, I have the HTC. Cool, let me try it. I've tried it.
It's a novelty. Actually, you just had me thinking here. It's probably just absolutely targeted at the wrong market. It's targeted at gamers. I think this would be more beneficial, and I think we probably have seen this already. I don't want to say senior citizens, but like it would be a good like access to people. So like when you're like I was at E3, I wasn't when Odell said that. And virtual reality, I was like, now that would be cool. Instead of having E3 open to the public and journalists, have it closed again to journalists, but anybody from the
closed again to the public.
Closed again to the public, but then have designated like E3 like cameramen
just walking around,
or even better yet, just like single stations that are cameras that can like create a 3D environment for you to virtually walk around in. Yeah, walk around a museum. Like I don't want to have to pay thousands of dollars to go look at the Louvre. Like, why can't I just log on to like thelouvre.com or fa.thelouvre.com?
And pay a much reduced price to do it.
Right, or like in New York Times rocking New Year's Eve, like just like something like when Facebook is trying to do Periscope events. Nobody sits at the computer and watches a Periscope event. That's boring. That's dull. But if I could virtually be in that cool, like, limited experience, that would be amazing.
Well, I mean, I think you're right in what you're saying, but one of the biggest backers of VR technology is the porn industry. For reasons we won't get into, use your imagination, people.
Or don't. Don't.
So, I mean, you might be right.
But, okay, I mean... Literally any technology can be used for good or evil, Odell.
No, I'm not saying
like the death ray.
What applications does that have?
Euthanasia.
All right, we're just gonna go ahead and X that
Thanksgiving turkeys.
No, what I'm saying is they really are backing it. Like, I'm being serious, like, for their applications, because they feel like that can be, but considering how it still hasn't taken off in that market, maybe.
Well, I mean, okay.
Maybe people just aren't that interested.
Okay, wait. Let's take this seriously, maturely. I can see them also heavily backing like animatronics or lifelike robots, right, for reasons that you shouldn't imagine. But that real funding and application would have more beneficial use for people who are missing limbs, right? So just overall, the more money and backing that anything has, the better it will be.
This is true.
Again, for whatever good or nefarious purpose you want to use it for.
But here's the question, though, because we're talking specifically about VR. Do gamers want VR? And I think the answer is a resounding no at this point.
Until we can,
just plain and simple,
right? Until we can get to the
Tron level of
right, Tron level, or I'm just gonna go with Sword Art Online. I'm just gonna put this on my head and like
lay back and
tap over my body, and there we go. And then get trapped in there for eternity by a psycho madman who wants to have a Hunger Games style tournament for, I forget the plot of the anime, because it kind of just petered out and then didn't actually end.
But if we ever get to that level of VR, like, I can see a lot of deaths in the beginning of people literally staying in the game, malnutrition, having like an episode and.
Well, I mean, is that any different again from nowadays where people sustain themselves off of Doritos and Mountain Dew?
Oh, no. I'm just saying initially, like, I can see that, like, because the game talks about this. Let's say, like, I'm having, like, some type of something that, because if your senses are tied into the game, then you can't have your senses necessarily tied into reality. Oh, this is all conceptual because we're not there yet.
Right. I mean, would hunger necessarily be overwritten or bladder be overwritten inside the game?
Oh, I've always wondered that.
Because I think you should. I guess it depends on the game, right? Because there's plenty of games nowadays. It's like your character is hungry or your character is sleepy, right? You have to then eat or sleep to like
Yeah,
move
I
forward.
mean, but then your brain's powerful. So if your brain fully believes you're immersed in this different world, like how no, it's
Wait, no, wait. It is not you. It is not the spoon that bends, but it's you that bends with the spoon. I forget the quote.
no, it's like uh crap. Hold on. It's like once you realize the truth, it's easy.
There,
It's not the spoon that bends. It is you.
no, I thought it was like I thought it was like there is no spoon that bends, but the truth that there is no spoon at all.
Oh yeah, no. He said that. It's like once you realize the truth, then you can bend the spoon. What? That there is
There's
no
no
spoon.
spoon.
There it is. We watched The Matrix. For someone who watched it like every day in college, I'm ashamed of you.
They don't actually play the first one a lot. They play like the 2 and 3 a lot.
Then they should be ashamed of themselves.
But whatever. But speaking of all these games and virtual reality, you can finally walk live with your Pokemon in Let's Go Eevee. Let's
Go Pikachu. So if you don't know by now, Pokemon Go was a thing. Maybe you've heard of it. Maybe like one of the biggest mobile games of all time in existence and not ever will be.
Biggest mobile game?
I don't know. It's
bigger than Flappy Bird?
Oh! You're pulling
Bigger
the
than
chain.
Angry Birds?
You know what, Jared? See, people watching at home. You see this? You see how evil this guy is?
But yeah, so in this past week, Niantic and Pokemon joined together to cheekily reveal the new mythical Pokemon Meltan, which
is it mythical? I literally saw nowhere where
all the articles are titled "Mythical Pokemon Meltan."
I'm googling this. You continue as I research.
That's fine. And so, to much everyone's disappointment, all the ones that appeared just happen to be Dittos. And so, there's a few theories going around, like, is this the aforementioned Ditto evolution that was never released in the Pokemon Gold, Silver beta? That would be cool. It certainly looks like Ditto. Or what's with it? But I think one of the most resounding comments on this is that it's ugly and doesn't look like a Pokemon. And, there have been pretty much a lot of pushback for various Pokemon over the years about this. But I'm going to agree this time on this because, it doesn't actually have an eyeball. It has a floating pupil.
Oh my goodness.
I am Radio Dell. But yeah, because and we have like eyeball Pokemon, the Pokemon Unknown, which could also be viewed as ugly, but it has an eye. It's not creepy, right? Like it's a floating pupil. I would even settle like if its pupil was just like a gear that moved inside the nut, but it doesn't. It looks like a Digimon.
I'm about to say this does not help is this a Pokemon or Digimon debate? Okay, so let me put some things to rest here. People are saying, oh, it's probably the Ditto evolution. It better not be. For the love of God, it better not be.
Why not? I think that'd be cool.
No, first of all, no regular Pokemon should evolve into a mythical Pokemon, which apparently some places say it is, so let's just go with that.
What about like Cosmog? It's legendary to begin with.
Yeah, it's legendary to begin with.
Yeah, but I mean...
The fact it's the first legendary to like legit evolve, so that's already like...
Are they other ones that evolve?
No.
Yeah, and it has 2 different evolution chains.
Yeah, that's... but then Cosmog's an Ultra Beast, and it's like... What? This is why I don't like Sun. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
It's not an Ultra Beast because we don't label it Ubi anything.
I'm gonna stop. But it originally came from the Ultra Wormholes.
This is true.
The Crozma. So the Crozma's not an Ultra Beast, but it's supposed. You know what? We're getting off topic.
For that matter, what's Garantina? It comes from hell.
Well, Garantina was banished there.
And that's true. Deoxys, it's an alien.
Deoxys is an alien. Pokemon is confusing, and Meltan is not helping that out. is the summary here. And so, most people do not seem pleased with Meltan, the Pokemon community, reasonably so. As the first Gen 8 reveal, it does not make me hopeful, but every gen has Pokemon that's like a little, what's going on here?
Right. Well, I guess to cover that real quick, right, we were promised at the start of Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu that we'd have a brand new Pokemon revealed. Well, I guess this is it, right? We're a few months out from the reveal. This has to be it, right?
It's Meltan.
It's Meltan. So, yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead and start off. Other Pokemon I thought were ugly over the years. I was going to start in Gen 1. Wigglytuff. I love Jigglypuff, and I think Wigglytuff is an ugly evolution.
Yeah, I can with that.
Gen 2. Pre-evolution. Igglybuff. Again, Jigglypuff was cute. Why are all of the things surrounding it ugly?
Starting to see a trend here.
I like Jigglypuff, and that's it. Real specific. I'll go Gen 4. Literally all the Gen 1 evolutions. Right, Hyperhorn, Magnezone, Tangogroth, Electivire, Magmortar. Ugly. They ruined it.
Okay, no, I enjoy Magmortar.
He has a unibrow.
I enjoy Magmortar. I'm neutral towards Electivire. Did you say Rhyperior?
Mm-hmm. Rhyperior.
Is it Rhyperior?
Yeah, it's Rhyperior.
I thought it was Rhyperior.
Or Rhyher. It's like superior.
Rhyherp.
Herpaderp.
I'm also neutral towards Rhyperior. I'm doing air quotes for those listening. Because I'm not convinced.
Okay.
And Magnezone looks trash. I don't know if you said Magnezone.
Magnezone, yeah.
I'm throwing it in. Okay, this seems like an easy cop-out, but Trubbish and Garbodor, that's just stupid. Like,
Grimer and Muck. I'm a little pile of slime. I'm a big pile of slime.
I was about to say, thematically, they don't look too bad. Just the concept of a sentient garbage bag just makes me upset.
Sentient toxic waste.
I'm okay with Grimer and Mug. Maybe that's Gen 1 nostalgia, but I'm really okay with it.
I'm going to say...
Okay, Garbodor has, like, an arm and then, like, a open wound that leaks trash juice.
It is a little bit more out of its way to be disgusting.
Like, no, it's like, what happened here? Like, God threw up and just, like, ran with it.
Yeah,
it's Garbodor.
Much. Yeah. I mean, pretty literally, yeah.
I mean, Klefki, people hate Klefki, but conceptually, I think that's stupid to base Pokemon off keys, but it honestly doesn't look too bad in my mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's plenty of other Pokemon. It's not Klefki specifically, but there's plenty of Pokemon that we design things after them, right? Like, Vanillux, technically, we designed ice cream
to look like Vanillux.
Right? Chandeliers, we designed to look like Chandelure. Like, the Pokemon right here first, people. That's how you do it.
Yeah, but Chandelure actually looks pretty damn cool.
I do like Chandelure, like, quite a lot.
Yeah. And it's not a bad Pokemon.
I love that it's Ghost and Fire.
Let's see, to add more to my list of Pokemon I hate. Most things that get pre-evolutions, I'm just gonna lump all pre-evolutions. So, Pichu, Azurill.
You don't like any of them?
Smoochum. I actually like Smoochum. Smoochum would say.
You don't like Pichu?
I don't like Pichu. I use electricity to hurt myself when I do it.
He's like Midoriya.
It's like, okay, Igglybuff and Cleffa, they just went out of the words like,
Cleffa is cute. It's like the
No, it's dumb.
It's like Mario Galaxy, the little star bits.
And Phenom, which I'm not a pre-evolution of Manaphy, but I kind of am, but I'm not.
It's like a half-breed because it can actually breed despite the fact that it was a mythical Pokemon. Right? Because Manaphy, right?
You have to breed it with a Ditto, right?
Yeah, you have to breed it with a Ditto.
And you get a Phenom.
You get a Phenom, which is a weird half-legendary Pokemon.
That's just stupid.
Right?
You know,
Togetic. Super ugly. And I'm convinced the only reason they came out with a Togekiss at the end is to correct how ugly Togetic was.
I thought it was Togetic.
Oh, well,
I'm pretty sure in the anime they call it Togetic.
I feel like Togetic sounds better.
Togetic? I was like, what is Nugetics for men?
I don't know. It's just part of
the all right. In the comments, is it Togetic or Togetic?
Milotic or Milotic? Milotic.
No, yeah.
We agree on that one.
Well, just to say, if you're gonna say which one is right, remember the spelling is the same. So I don't know. Reference Jared or Odell. Jared says Togetic, which makes no sense, and Odell says the proper Togetic. I'm not biased. You know, there's just a giant pile of Trubbish. That's what it is.
I mean...
Trubbish. On a heaping pile of just straight Garbodor. Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, right, so Meltan now on top of moves like Splishy Splash and Bouncy Jump and Floopity Flop
and Slizzly Slide.
Slithery Slide. He's
And-
serving Pikachu. Just say the words on a surfboard. Who surfs? Like, I feel those words are easier than...
Yeah, like, it's be like, look, new moves exclusive to them. Like, the move could be called Surfing Pikachu. Like, just to make it cool, you know, he gets on his, you know what I would prefer to be called?
What?
The Pikahuda.
That would have been great. Yes.
I would have been a full-on barber that Pikachu used the Pikahuda. I would have been like, yeah. We know.
Right?
Those who know. I'm not going to explain that, but if you know, you know. We're right here.
Yeah. Right, okay, but all these things, the bad haircuts, the fact that you can outrun your Caterpie because they wanted you to have companion Pokemon that you can outrun for some reason.
Like, outrunning how? Like, you can, like, leave it behind?
I mean, you know, it'll catch up. You run ahead to, like, Viridian City, and it's like, where'd he go? 5 hours later, it's, like, wiggling up to you, and you're like, oh, my God.
Wait, does that really happen?
Yeah. You haven't seen it's in the trailers. Like, if it's not like a Voltor or like a Venusaur that can keep up with you, it's just like you run and then like here it comes slowly.
Oh.
Run and then you go. So
that's kind of cute.
I guess I don't know.
Or kind of cruel.
But all these faults and it's still not being a main game. And are you gonna buy it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the end of it. Nintendo has my money already, so
Yeah.
so my complaints mean nothing to them at this point.
Right.
I mean, I will say this. As long as I keep reminding myself, it's a spinoff, like, you know, Pokemon Dungeon,
Pokemon Trozy,
Pokemon Ranger. What's the Pokemon? With
Pokemon
the
Ranger.
tops?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, am I really gonna like put that up to a core game? I have to kind of take it for what it is.
Right. Take it for what it is. A gateway drug for Pokemon Go players to play the core series. But, so that's our opinion on if we're going to be buying Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee after the Meltan incident.
The short answer is yes. The long answer is also a lot of words followed by yes.
Mm-hmm. That's our look back on virtual reality, and is it going anywhere?
Probably not. At least not for the foreseeable future.
Right?
Will it die out? No. Will it become more popular?
Also no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we hope you learned a little bit more geek jargon with us today.
Yeah, so for all you geeks out there talking to other geeks and cons, start using words properly. So...
Easter eggs.
Yes. And so, last week, just for a little fun fact, I was on Kind of Funny Games Daily with Greg Miller. So, if you started following me after that, you know, full circle, me and you, thank you very much. We greatly appreciate that. We're full circle. We're every Wednesday, for those who don't know. So, thank you for the follow. If you enjoy me there, I hope you enjoy me here. Me and Jared will not let you down. Please follow his content because he is a wonderful artist. Please follow my content because I'm a starving artist. And as always, you can find me at Harmon Jr. on social media at Harmon Jr. because that's my name. I'm simple like that.
I'm Jared Fradette. You can find me at Toonbelo because of complex reasons of when I was in middle school.
Ooh, that sounds like every person on the internet. Ever.
Yeah, it's like it's not that special. And of course, you can follow us, the podcast, at FC Podcast 23, Instagram, Twitter.
That's pretty much
That's it. Yeah.
And so each and every Wednesday on thegamefanatics.com. Y'all enjoy your week. Thank you for joining us.